Hey, Prem Pradeep, क्या हो गया? ये भी
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Jagannatha Jaya Bala Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Nitai
ठीक
Gaura
है.
मोबाइल बाहर रखना पड़ेगा, उधर नेट अच्छे से आ रहा है इसमें.
हरे की क्या है? Hare Krishna. So we can start. Hare Krishna. Our voice is clear. The voice is clear.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, fine. Hare Krishna. Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivara Sodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Hare Krishna. Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tada Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. So, okay. Did I tell you this verse already? Gurave Gaura Chandraya? Hare Krishna?
Yes, Maharaj.
Yes, okay, fine. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapata Kamalan Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tatta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyevacha Parinam Pavane Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivadari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So today we will speak about Vaishnav Seva, serving the Vaishnavas. Included in this will also be serving the guests, Atiti Seva. So that is also very important. And as Mahaprabhu has said, that Gopi Bhattu Padakamalo Das Das Anudas. We are the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna, the beloved of the gopis. And of course, Mahaprabhu has told we should not identify with his body, but we should understand that we are spirit soul. And so we should see everyone with this vision that we are all servants of Krishna or Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord. It may be Vishnu, Narayan, or it may be Ramchandra Bhagavan. And even in regards to Krishna, there's Krishna in Golok, Krishna in Mathura, and Krishna in Dwarka. And we are known as Gaudiya Vaishnavas. We are followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So who is no different from Radha Krishna, who has established the Yuga Dharma, the chanting of the holy names. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so he is the Supreme Lord, but he came as a devotee. And to show us that we should always be very humble, tolerant, respectful, and specifically always try to chant the holy names. which is the most important activity for the devotees. So Mahaprabhu also said, Nam Ruchi Jiva Doya. So we should get a taste for chanting the holy names. And then we should be merciful towards us, others, and Vaishnav Seva, we should serve the Vaishnavas. And Rupa Goswami has explained in the 64 of devotional service, first of all, Guru Padashai, we should take shelter of the spiritual master. And then taking shelter means there's an exchange, and specifically as Krishna is telling to Arjuna, Tadvi paripatena pai prasna sevaya upadekshati deganam jnanina tattadashinaha. Tadvi paripatena pai prasnena sevaya, seva bhav, seva vritti. So we should have a serving mood. We should be ready to serve the spiritual master, the Vaishnavas. So by constitution, that is our Swarup, we are servants. Servant of Krishna, servant of Mahaprabhu, servant of the spiritual master, servant of the Vaishnavas. Sarva bhute hite rataha. Always think about the welfare of others also, not just think about ourselves or that we should be served. No, we should be there to serve others. And in relationship also, so service attitude has to be there, even husband and wife. It's not that the husband is the Swami, is the Lord, is the Prabhu, and he has to be served. Yes, the wife has to serve the husband, but the husband has to serve the wife also. He has to take care of her emotionally, and then also in regards to, she needs clothes, she needs so many saris, the ladies, they need many saris or dresses more than men, which is fine. That is natural for the ladies. Some nice ornaments they would like to have. And so in this way he has to do that. He has to serve in this way. And so in relationship also, we should be there to serve others. We serve the parents, and even the children are there. The parents, they have to serve the children. That is natural. And so in this bhav, so the children are growing up, and then Mama, Pitaji, Mataji, I need, sometimes you just say Ma or Pita, no problem in a nice relationship. Small child, I want this, I want that. One time, Prabhupada's father and Prabhupada, Abai, a small boy, 4 or 5 years old, they went to one shop and he saw some toys. And of course, a great devotee, Prabhupada, but still, boy is a boy. Even Krishna, when he's small, he's playing. So then, Abai, Prabhupada, when he was a small boy, he saw some gun. And so he said, I want gun. And his father, Gaur Mohan, his father's name, De, Prabhupada used to say, pure devotee. My father was a pure devotee. He tried to explain to Abai that, no, we are devotees, we don't need gun. But of course, most probably he saw the boys having guns, so he said, I want gun. I want 2 guns. No, we don't use gun. Hey, we can give you some other toy. No, and he was throwing a tantrum. Prabhupada himself explained, and he was laughing when he was explaining. And then all the people in the shop there, they were just looking at small Abai crying, throwing a tantrum, and Prabhupada's father, Gaur Mahan, just trying to pacify him. And then, of course, he was a little embarrassed, all people looking and then finally just got the guns also and gave gun to his sons. And this way the mother, they have, Mama, I want this, I want that, I am hungry. And she has to be ready there to serve. So, but then later on it is expected that the son will serve the parents also. And recognizing that my parents, they took care of me for 15 years and 20 years. So relationship should be there based on seva bhav. Seva means, and then what kind of seva? Seva for the pleasure of the served and not expecting anything in return. That is the best policy. Just wanting to serve and not expecting. If you're expecting something in return, which actually it is natural, but then sometimes then you may be expecting and then you may not get and then you may not be happy. So therefore the best policy, and especially in regards to Krishna, that we serve Krishna for his pleasure. If he's reciprocating, nice. If not, no problem. We are there to serve. But usually Krishna is reciprocating more than actually we deserve, beyond our expectations many times. So it is just, yes, the proper mood of a devotee, of a servant, is to serve for the pleasure of the served, not expecting much in return. But of course, naturally, it is natural that some expectation will be there. Even if we serve Krishna, Krishna should smile at me, or but yeah, of course, Krishna will always reciprocate. Similarly, in a family also, or and then there's an expectation there that some reciprocation is there, but we should not expect much. And so that is a proper attitude of the servant. And so in this way then Krishna will be very much pleased. The Spirit Master is pleased. So yes, and so the Vaishnavas, they are always ready to serve. And this one, if everyone is in the serving mood, then there will be a nice relationship. And if everyone is in the proper serving mood, that I'm there to serve, and if there's some reciprocation, fine. If a little bit is there, fine. So, and then things will go on nicely. So, and as Rupa Goswami has explained, so Guru Padashaya, we take shelter of the Spirit Master, then we serve the Spirit Master, and then we serve the other Vaishnavas also, not just the Spirit Master. Not that my Guru, my deities, and then that's it. Or sometimes even just my family and that's it. No, we should be trying to reach out to others also. But of course, first we have to take care of ourselves, of our family, of our seva to Guru, Gauranga, and Krishna. But then we should try to help others, serve others. So that is a nature of a Vaishnav. A Vaishnav, I mean, he's humble and he's respectful and he's always there to help others in various ways. And it may be, and of course, especially we try to give knowledge to others also. We try to give the holy names to others also. We try to distribute prasadam, give prasadam to others. So loving exchange. Also in the Upadeshamrita, Nectar of Instruction, Rupa Goswami has explained first the symptom of a guru, that is controlling the mind and the senses, and then things which we should not do. Atyahara payasasya parajalpa niyamagya, and so on. Collective more than required, and prajalpa, unnecessary talk. That should be avoided also. Grame kata, village talk. Did you hear what happened to this devotee? Did you hear what happened here to this Prabhuji and this and that? No, better to speak positive for others. Better to speak about Krishna, about Krishna's great devotees, seeing the good in others rather than the faults. That Chanakya Pandit has also told. A devotee is like a bee. A bee is going to the flower and taking the essence of the flower from many flowers and then making some honey. So seeing the good in others. All these devotees chanting nicely, all these devotees serving the deities nicely, like this. Whereas other persons are there, they are like flies. So the fly is going to to a place which is not so clean. If you cut yourself, some blood is coming, the fly will be attracted, will be going there. Just seeing the fault in others, it's like a fly. And but that will not help. Of course, the spiritual master, the parents, they have to see that the children or the disciples are growing up nicely, and then he has to correct lovingly, and sometimes he has to chastise lovingly. So for that, some expertise is required. And all in the mood of serving. Jivera Surupoi Krishnera Nityadas. That is our constitutional position. We are servants of Krishna. And a servant of Krishna means servant of Krishna's devotee. Krishna himself is telling to Arjuna, one who is saying, I'm the servant of Krishna, he's not really my servant. One who is saying, I'm the servant of Krishna, he's really my devotee. So we should try to serve the devotees of Krishna, first of all, and then the spiritual master, and then we can hope of being able to serve Mahaprabhu and Krishna Balaram or Radha Krishna or Jagannath, Nrsingadev. So Seva Bhav has to be there, serving the Vaishnavas, Hari Guru Vaishnav. So, and we can see in the pastimes of the Lord, of Mahaprabhu also. So there was one Vaishnava, he was always eager to serve the Vaishnavas. And he was so giving some bhoga, like when we go to see somebody or we see the deities, we should offer something. He was giving fruits to the devotees, and they were thanking Hare Krishna. And yes, sit, Asan DJ. Sitting, and then so yes, so he was serving one time mango to one devotee and one devotee. So of course, so was offering to his deities and then relishing the mango. And then, as we know, we're all familiar with mangoes. All the devotees like the mangoes, isn't it? Everyone likes mango?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Huh? The king of the fruit. Yeah. So then, usually we eat and then we leave something on the skin is there and something little bit is left or the gutli, the seed is there, little bit is there, and we just throw it out. Previously, they had a place traditionally, and still even in the village, where they keep the things which are the leftovers or the peels, and then it becomes a kind of compost fertilizer. They will use that. So in a natural way, it is discarded. So, and so he was waiting till they finished eating, and then he was taking the remnants. He was going to all the great Vaishnavas, and so he became well known. So then, at one point when Mahaprabhu was there in Jagannath Puri, and and before entering the temple, usually we wash the feet, because usually we walk barefoot, usually, or many times. And then, or even if you have some slippers, then you have to keep the slippers away. You cannot go with the slippers inside the temple. And then you wash the feet usually. That was the tradition. If you can see in Puri, there is a place, in many temples in south also, because there it is warmer also. In northern India, when it's cold, and it's a little difficult, and the people wear socks. But in some temples, you have to take out the socks. Without socks, you have to go and take darshan. So he was washing his feet there, and he told his servant Govinda and Sarupa Damodar, nobody should take the water there or try to get the water which is used for washing my feet. But then one Vaishnava was there, and he was taking that same Vaishnava, and then Mahaprabhu. He said, okay, because he was pleased with him because he served all the Vaishnavas. And I was taking again. He said, okay, but that's enough now. Just to set the example. And the Acharya, he should be humble and respectful, and so sometimes he will not allow to even the followers to take the Mahaprasad or to take the water which was his feet. So just to set the example. But of course, sometimes the spiritual master will allow, especially on his Vyasa Puja day. But only usually the Vaishnavas also, they will only allow from this opportunity for the disciples or the close followers, not for anyone and everyone. So Mahaprabhu and Krishna, they're very pleased if we are serving the Vaishnavas. And in the Vedic literatures, it is mentioned the glories of serving the Vaishnavas and the glories of three things of a Vaishnava actually. Bhakta Padajal, Bhakta Padadul, Bhakta Vashesh. So the water which washed the devotees' feet, the dust of the Vaishnava's feet, and the food remnants of a Vaishnava. These are very powerful. And if you can get an opportunity, we should try. But of course, the Vaishnavas are humble, they will usually not allow. And then by hook or by crook, we should not try to take. But you should beg, and if they say okay, then it's okay. But usually they're hesitant, but sometimes they will allow. Then we may take. In the 7th canto, it is mentioned in regards to Maharaj, what was his name? And Bharat Maharaj, who became Jar Bharat. And so he was telling he became a deer and then Jar Bharat. Of course, great devotee of the Lord. First he was king, but then he became a little attached to a deer out of compassion and serving the deer. And then he got distracted. And then time was there to give up the body. Death came, and instead of thinking of Krishna, he thought of the deer. He became a deer. But still, then he could remember because of the Lord's mercy, because he was an exalted devotee. He remembered I should be near the Vaishnavas. So he's staying near the Vaishnavas. And then after some time, he left his body again and he became a son of a Brahmana. But still also he had the knowledge and from previous life, and bhakti was there, but just dormant. And he understood that better to be away from materialistic people and be careful in regards to the cultivation of devotional service. And he was acting like an unintelligent person. And the father was unhappy because my son is there, and so he was trying to do Upanayan Samskar, the Brahmanical initiation for the children, one for the Brahmana children between 8 and 12, and for Kshatriyas usually before 20 or before the marriage, and Vaishyas also. So to become Dvija, twice born, to become eligible to do some deity worship, even do some yagyas, and which is a help for one's sadhana, for one's devotional service. But always you should remember chanting the holy names is most important. So, but it is a help, a great help. And therefore it is given to the children also, so they may develop, spiritually speaking. That is the tradition. followed in Bharadvasha, those who follow Vedic culture and Vaishnav culture also. Even in ISKCON, many devotees who are from cultured families, then they will ask some devotee priest to do the Upanayana Samskar. I did also for many devotees, at least many children, devotee children, maybe altogether maybe 25 or 30. So anyhow, so that was done to Jar Bharat, but he was not acting properly as a Brahman externally, although he was very highly qualified. But he wanted to act in this way to be protected from materialistic persons. Anyhow, so then he was just wandering around and people were just thinking he's just, but he was exalted. And then so the king was passing by and on the palanquin, 4 persons were there carrying the palanquin. So one of them had a problem and he could not continue his seva. And they were looking for somebody. Hey, we need one more person. And they saw, oh, this person looks strong. Let's get him. They brought him here. And he was carrying, but he was trying to be absorbed in the absolute truth. And then the ants were there on the floor. He was trying not to step on the ants. And then the others, hey, what's going on here? Be careful. And so then the king also got disturbed because one person was there out of tune, not following the others, and then he became upset and do the thing properly, please. And then he started to instruct the king. And one thing he was saying, Pada Rajabhishekam, that unless one is smearing one's body with the dust, one is bathing oneself with the dust of the lotus feet of Vaishnava, one will not get a perfection in spiritual life. And so then Raghunath, the Rahugan, his name was, the king, so he came down from the palanquin and he offered pranam, and he understood that this looking like a crazy man and not carrying properly the palanquin, but actually is an exalted personality. And he offered pranam, and then they were looking for somebody else, because then he was embarrassed also. He's an exalted personality, why he should carry my palanquin? So the king was, yes, he was devotional to some extent, and he thanked him then for the instruction. So one other place it is there, I can't remember now, we can't talk. But also even Uddhav, famous Uddhav, Krishna's very good friend in Dwarka. Dwarkadish Krishna's very good friend. He was very intelligent and he was the prime minister when he was there as the king. Dwarkadish was there and he was his prime minister. Very intelligent. So like, and he was instructed by the priests of the demigods also. I believe Brigu Muni. So, and so he was having a wonderful place. And then actually he was of course relating also experience that is mentioned by Bhagavatamrita by Sanat Goswami. When he was approached by Narada Muni and glory, because he heard from others that Uddhav is the greatest devotee of the Lord and the recipient of Krishna's mercy. I was saying, no, I'm not the greatest devotee. I was thinking I'm the best friend of Krishna and the greatest devotee. But when I was in Mathura, Krishna sent me to Braj with a message for the gopis. And actually, he wanted to teach me a lesson. He wanted to show me who are the greatest devotees. So, yes, and so then he saw Nanda Baba when he arrived there and crying in separation from Krishna. So Krishna had left Braj and was in Mathura.